Alright, so today we're taking a look again at the new card Thespian Stage. This came from Historic Anthology 7, and it's pretty fun to combo with Lotus Field, as you see me do in previous videos. So the idea being, you get a Lotus Field out, you either have to counter the ETB effect, or you need to sack 2 lands in order for this to come back, or in order for this to stay on the battlefield, and then you want to copy it with a Thespian Stage. In the previous video that you saw me do with this, you saw me basically just try to either ramp out a Lotus Field and then copy it a bunch of times with Thespian Stage. And we were doing so in such a way where we were just happy to sack the lands. In this deck, we're going to be trying to do it a slightly different way. So when your Lotus Field goes onto the stack, there's a couple of ways that we can get it to not sack our lands. Number one, we can have Strict Proctor out. This is a card that allows you to basically counter your own triggered abilities for free, and if your opponent relies on triggered abilities, then this is a huge problem for them. We also have a Tail's End that allows you to counter a triggered ability, and you also have our 2 Stifles here to counter triggered abilities. Generally, people play Stifle as a way to counter these effects, but, we only really need to do this a total of 4 times with Lotus Field, so, it's neither here nor there if we're going to actually, get this early. The other thing that we can do in order to get around this is to Sublime Epiphany it, but this requires us to already have a lot of mana. And then the final thing that we can do, which is a pretty cool tech, is Discontinuity, which costs 1 and a blue on our turn in order to just straight up end the turn. Seeing as we'll probably not be playing too much after Lotus Field comes down, Discontinuity is a pretty good way to end this. And then the other cool thing about Discontinuity is this is functionally an extra turn spell once you have 6 mana, because you can just go to your opponent's upkeep, immediately end the turn before they even draw, and yeah, you're just golden. So this is a thing that we're going to look to be doing here, and otherwise this is just kind of blue-white control. There's a lot of cool things happening here. Our kind of core here is the Snapcaster Mages. 4 of them that can give something flashback on ETB with this. There's a bit of a non-combo here with Strict Proctor and Snapcaster Mage, so we got to kind of be careful about that, otherwise things get awkward. So the things that Snapcaster Mage wants to reuse are our Stifles, March of Otherworldly Lights, are one of Dovin Vito's Tail's End. We've got Divine Purge, Archmage's Charm, Memory Deluge, and Supreme Verdict. And then we have all of these one-ofs here in the top end. Well, I guess our discontinuities count as well. Sublime Epiphany and Farewell. So many things for this to copy. We should be able to find pretty good usage out of all these cards. Let's see. So then the other things that we're running here are just some valuable cards in the top end, or the mid to top end. We have the One Ring, Teferi Hero Dominaria, Wandering Emperor. We even have a One of Karn. If we do end up drawing it, then we have a Karn board for it to start to leverage, which is, pretty good in the late game. And let's see, we have a Torrential Gearhulk to cast probably our Sublime Epiphany and or Discontinuity on our opponent's turn. And Farewell and Shark Typhoon are kind of our late game closers. And the final thing that we can do in a long late game is we can get an Oracle of the Alpha out and try to use our draw ability in order to leverage this card in order to storm off and win. So that's more or less the deck. This is pretty much blue-white control, but we have a possibility of getting a lot of things done out of our Lotus Field, and we have a huge Snapcaster Mage package here. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a pretty fun deck, and I'm excited to get into the games here. Before we do, if you've been enjoying the content, you can show your support by dropping a like on the video, commenting whatever you liked or didn't like about this deck. Let me know what you changed. Let me know what you liked. And if you're new here, you can also subscribe to show your support as well. That's it for me right now. Let's hop into some games and see what we can do with our Lotus Field blue-white control. Here we go. Alright, so it's round 1 here. Let's see what we get. We got Double Hollowed Fountain into Strict Proctor. Unfortunately, not very much in the way of finding more cards here. We get a Cycle out of Shark Typhoon. I think I'll keep this one. Strict Proctor might end up just being decent. Greensling Outcast, so we could be playing pretty much anything here. A lot of stuff coming down from my opponent. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Strict Proctor is going to be useful here. If this is like a Nazgul deck or something like that, then Strict Proctor is pretty solid. Who knows what they're doing with Ornithopter, though? I kind of don't really know. Ooh, that Divine Purge is about to be pretty solid. Here's a Strict Proctor. We'll see if they care about that, and then hopefully this will give us enough time to find a extra mana for our Divine Purge. Especially if they decide to go wide. Bowmasters, okay. So they are indeed going wide. Interestingly, this Bowmasters is not super bothered by Strict Proctor, which is interesting. This is a Retrofitter Foundry deck, so we're definitely trying to get this Divine Purge online as soon as possible, plus Supreme Verdict as well. We take 2 here. 3 a turn now from the Changeling Outcasts, so I gotta think about this Purge as soon as I can get there. I can March, exiling Wandering Emperor, take out Bowmasters. Or I could just cycle my Shark Typhoon, which I think I'll do. I think if we can get the Divine Purge out, this is huge. That basically takes away their entire board. Alright, so they'll make their 4/4, sure. March of Otherworldly Light can take that out. And then I only take 3 this turn, which is pretty solid. I think I'm probably happy to just do that. If they kill my Strict Proctor, I think I definitely take out the 4/4. Even if they don't. Yeah, I think I could be convinced to do this for x equals 0. Submit 0, kill that. Saves me 4 life. I wonder what they're trying to do here. They obviously can't sack it to Retrofitter Foundry. Okay, they decide to make a 1/1, sure. Alright, we take our 3, and we really just need to draw that untapped land right now. Let's get there. Damn, okay, so that wasn't it. We can snap back March of Otherworldly Light if we had 1 more mana to do so. Looks like we don't, so we just have to pass. We're going to take another 3 here, we're going to cycle that Shark Typhoon, and basically if we hit our Divine Purge, we're fine. If we don't, we're in a lot of trouble. We have 2 draws to hit that land. I think we can do it. We block. They're going to do something with Retrofitter Foundry, sure. Yep. That is fine. They're still just doing 3 damage to me. And now they can't flash in Bowmaster, which is good. Alright, we'll Shark Typhoon, cycle for 0. And we're really hoping that we get a land here. Nice, there's our land, so we are chilling. We get delta damage from our Bowmasters, that's okay, because we are going to be wiping the board here. And I believe, yeah, they're not going to be able to cast anything that they have on board without getting another land here, so this feels good. Here is our land, and here is our Divine Purge. Could have attacked first, but they would have probably just blocked with their token. Even if they were to activate their Retrofitter Foundry, it wouldn't matter. Looks like they do have some sort of 1 mana spell that can be cast here. I wonder what it is. Maybe some flash creature, who knows. But that buys us some time here. We have now Snap into March, which is great. They do find their 3rd land, so they can start replaying these things. I am probably going to go ahead and snap Retrofitter Foundry soon. If I were to strict Proctor now, that turns off Bowmasters for a sec. Yeah, I think I'll play Proctor now. That also turns on a Lotus Field if I draw one next turn. Alright, so they spend their turn doing a Changeling Outcast. Now I get to snap their Retrofitter Foundry. We do find a 4th mana, that's huge. Turns on Supreme Verdict. We can Wandering Emperor, like pretty much anything. So I probably just attack here, since I cannot block anyway. And I gotta decide if I want to get the Retrofitter Foundry now or later. Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. They can do that. That is a thing that they could do. So if that's going to be the case, then maybe I just Snapcaster Mage and take out the Foundry. I don't want them to be able to do this again. But I guess I'll wait until they cast something, since they currently don't have a Thopter on board. They shock in. Ooh, they're playing blue as well. Oh, is this that animation spell? And Soul Artifact. So if they kill my Strict Proctor, I don't care. That's fine. Sure. Then honestly, if they were to attack here, I don't think I really want to take 4, so I probably want to just Wandering Emperor. Alright. So we'll exile this, gain a little bit of life, unless they can counterspell this for some reason. Alright, and we will exile their 4/4. Feels good. We go back up to 9. And now I gotta find an avenue to cast my Snapcaster plus Snapcaster into March of Otherworldly Light.
You're done.
So if they have Bowmasters from hand, they can kill Emperor, but they can't with the one that is in exile right now. Alright, so it's just a Changeling Outcast. They are going to probably flip that into a 4/4, I imagine. Ooh, so I can actually stifle this, which is cool. So I can snap, kill their Foundry, stifle their Foundry. Alright, submit 0. And, yeah, this seems fine. If I were to wait one more turn, or get one more land, I could always snap into Divine Purge. They're going to have a 4/4 at the end of this turn. And if I were to stifle plus snap, I would lose my Supreme Verdict, but Memory Deluge could help me find another one. This is definitely a bit tough of a choice to make here. I might just let my Wandering Emperor die unless they decide to go face. Alright, well, we'll just go ahead and pass here. We'll stifle their Retrofitter. Ooh, they don't even take the Retrofitter. Wonder why that could be. Here comes Bowmasters, sure. Probably gonna just let them have this. Oh, they go for face. Interesting. They're not interested here. Oh, and that's so cool. Bowmasters can uptick the Changeling Outcast because it's an Orc army as well. That's really cool. Okay, so they just kill Emperor here. That's a really cool interaction. Okay. Sure.
I guess that's it then.
So I can snap kill Foundry now, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so let's take our march. Cast that for x equals 1. And they're probably going to get rid of their outcast. X equals 1. Submit 0. Target Foundry. Okay, like that. Okay, so I imagine they use that, getting rid of their outcast. That makes sense, sure. We'll definitely just be chump blocking that, unless they can get a Bowmaster's trigger on me. Luckily, Memory Deluge gets around Bowmaster, so we're not really worried about that. We will draw. Find Strict Proctor again. And then I have Stifle if I need it. I think I'm probably just going to try to crack off a Memory Deluge on this next turn, find another land. Ideally, if we can find Lotus Field off of this Deluge, we're feeling the best. Whirler Rogue, okay. That's kind of a cool combo. That works extremely well with Foundry. And so I'm also just sitting on like a really good opportunity to Supreme Verdict right now. If I take 4 here, that feels bad. Feels pretty bad. Maybe I just stifle this, take the block, and then, let's see. Oh, it's, like, unideal to take 4 damage in this situation, but playing just 1 mana out of my 4 untapped feels extremely bad. I'm going to Memory Deluge instead. We are going to eat the 4 and hope that it is not terrible. Test of Talents. Oh man, okay, so we at least draw a card like this. They kill our Bowmasters and we take 5. That's almost the worst case scenario here. Interesting card choice there. One thing that's also notable is with the amount of artifacts that they're playing, they could definitely be playing Metallic Rebuke here, which I think is pretty interesting. We get an Otherworldly Light, which means that if we had a mana, we could take out their 4/4. Looks like we'll just have to Supreme Verdict this next turn after we take our 5 and just pray we don't die. Alright, take our medicine, crack off our Supreme Verdict. We get a land here, that means we get to hold up Stifle. Alright, and now it is potentially the point where we turn the corner. Let's see if that's the case. Couple of Bowmasters is going to do it for my opponent. This March is a pretty good redraw. Yeah, there's a Bowmasters. Let's counter this ability and then kill the Bowmasters on our turn. Okay. we are going to draw this card. Here's Thespian Stage, so we do have a discontinuity here. We can get Double Strict Proctor out. And that does blank their attack for a turn. Then we can kind of get going with our things. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to go to 2 like this. Alright, little sketch here. If we can just survive a turn, then we're going to be okay. They actually do have lethal if this is a fatal push. Oh my gosh, okay. Well, the Strict Proctor coming in tapped is going to do it for us here. That's a bummer. Pretty cool deck out of my opponent. I think this is a really interesting synergy of our Changeling Outcast plus Orcish Bowmasters. And then Whirler Rogue, card I've never seen before, is pretty interesting. So they're rocking Ninjas and Rogues. I believe... Yeah, Orcish Bowmasters doesn't benefit from any of the tribal synergies that they have. But this is nonetheless a pretty cool combination of cards that they have here. I'll have to check this deck out and see if it's viable. But anyway, that is our round 1. Let's hop into round 2. Alright, here we go. This is round 2. We have a Lotus Field and a blue mana source. This is probably not good unless we were to have like a Stifle in our opener. This is probably a mulligan here. There are like a lot of hands where this could be super good, but it just kind of requires certain specific draws that I'm not really trying to play to. So we'll take that back, and we're pretty much given the same hand here in terms of mana. This one works. Let's get rid of... We can maybe deal with Strict Proctor going away and Memory Deluge since we have 2 Stifles. And actually what I'll do is I'll keep a single Stifle and then try to just get to a Memory Deluge as soon as possible. Alright, so we have a quick start here. This is what you want to see out of this deck. Let's see what our opponent's on. Red and white, that's interesting. We'll pass. Scrapwork Mutt, interesting. We let that resolve. Alright, so we actually do have Strict Proctor, which is cool. We'll hold full control here. Lotus Field, yes. And then we will stifle this. Submit 1. Autopay. Alright, so we got 4 mana on turn 2. That is what you'll love to see. Now we're going to have to do something with that. So this is what? 2 toughness? Or, sorry, 2 CMC? So I can just double Strict Proctor here and hope that this hurts their reanimation abilities here. I see an Atraxa in the graveyard, so obviously we want to stop that if possible. Alright, nice. They're not going to be able to pay for that. So that was essentially just a 2-1 for 2. Love to see that. We draw our 3rd March, so I'll just probably Memory Deluge on their end step. Cool, we got our Memory Deluge out, and they are just looking to reanimate an Atraxa. So we would like to see discontinuity. We have Snapcaster Stifle, which is good. Farewell is a pretty strong card in addition. So I think without the mana to cast discontinuity, I'm taking these 2 cards. Alright. Oracle of the Alpha, not terrible, but I'm probably just trying to go do some Snapcaster things if they do anything spicy. I'm not sure if I'm interested in letting them have an Atraxa. I can probably march it to a great effect, though. Priest of Felright, so we're just going to exile this almost certainly. Alright. March for 2. Submit 0. Target Priest. Alright, that's dealt with. Nice. Move to our turn. Nice, we got a land here. I'm just going to put that in tapped, and we'll say go. Right now, just absolutely chilling, waiting for our opponent to do something. They're going to mill here. We just basically need to make sure that strict proctors can do their thing. They're going to have to pay 4 to make this happen. That's an expensive Stitcher supplier. Find a Nahiri. Wonder what this Nahiri's in here to do. Nothing really interesting. I guess they have some sort of equipment maybe in this deck. That's a surprising one to see in here. I can march something with Snapcaster Mage, but I think I'll probably just use it to get a Stifle off in case we draw another interesting card. Oracle of the Alpha. I'd love to play this, but we just don't have the mana yet. And since we're kind of just chilling here, I think it's okay to just hang out. We need to be able to react to more priests. Another Stitcher supplier, they can have that for 4 mana. Alright. Ooh, Sarah's Emissary, kind of dangerous. If we find 1 more mana, I'm happy to play a Farewell. Well, unfortunately I can't do anything about this. They're probably going to take my Farewell, but that's fine because I can always Snapcaster it back if I get enough mana. Or actually, Torrential Gearhulk also gets me to cast it. So, Snapcaster Mage kind of makes sense. Takes away a little bit of my graveyard. We will kill 2 creatures here, leave the Stitcher Supplier around. Alright, so that is Hollowed Fountain here. I say that we do this, and then we just go ahead and... Ooh, should we Farewell yet? Maybe not. So, I'm thinking about how they can try to reanimate these creatures. Okay. So I think probably the correct move there was to Farewell and then later have a Torrential Gearhulk on Farewell. I think as long as we dealt with their graveyard, we were going to be fine there. Their ways to reanimate creatures are going to be on Burial Rites for 5 or 4 mana, or another, where is it? Another Priest of Fell Rites. So I was debating whether or not I could get Oracle of the Alpha off and then have March of Otherworldly Light for 2. But then that wouldn't play around the reanimation of Sarah's Emissary with Unburial Rate. So I think the only move that I really had there was to crack off Farewell, probably leave their Stitcher suppliers around, and just take out the graveyards. And then on following turns, if they end up getting things with their Stitcher supplier or filling up the graveyard again, I can do it again with Torrential Gearhulk, and you would assume that this would buy me enough time to get a Memory Deluge off and find other things to do. So I think we played that one pretty well. Good control matchup. That was our round 2. Let's hop into round 3. Here we go. Okay, it's round 3 here. Let's see what we can do. This is a keepable hand, just because of Stifle. And then once we get that down, then we have a lot of cards that we can cast. And we are 1 Lotus Field effect away from a discontinuity. So this is a surprisingly good hand. We will keep this one. Here is a tapped fountain. Say go. Steam Vents does scare me. This might just be Wizard aggro. Or it could be Grixis control. Could be Izzet control too. I've seen that as well. Alright, so this is some brew here. We're going to hold full control. Lotus Field, yes. Stifle the triggered ability. Bam, bam. And we're good. So we're going to have 5 mana on turn 3 to do stuff with. That is Strict Proctor, probably. I don't know if they have things with ETBs, though. Whoa, interesting. So double strike 1/1. That can probably get pretty big. Oh, maybe this is probably a 1-turn kill build. Am I dead? I think I might be dead. Oh, they're letting me potentially have another turn here. Alright, so that hurts. They get two... Oh, they have a thud too. I'm dead. Okay, so this is just a thud deck. That's pretty interesting. I think they definitely just thud me here. Oh, they don't. They use that specifically to scry. Okay, so 3, 4. Fortunately, that waste is going to be a pain in the butt, potentially. I'm almost able to start discontinuitying. I'm going to have to Dovin's Veto a thud. I'll just have to play this out as a creature. Yeah, this feels really terrible. And also, I cannot cast Dovin's Veto. I have to block this thing. Yeah, that sucks. Fine. Ooh, that's a problem. This thing gets what? Double the power? So I have to Tails End that trigger. Alright, so I'm going to be able to survive for one more turn. We have to draw a... we have to draw a way to kill our opponent's things. That's not going to be it, so we have to just discontinuity on their turn. They have lethal on board. They go in, we discontinuity. Alright. And we don't find what we need. Well, I can't pay 2 life for this, so that's an easy one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm not sure what I can find with this that would even help me out. I guess a strict proctor, but likely that's not going to do anything for me. We probably want the One Ring as well. Here's a proctor. And if they have no way of casting any single spell out of their 4 cards in hand, it'll be okay. Okay. It's actually not terrible. Surprised they would try to attack like this. They should definitely not. The hell? Sure. I 100% block that. Alright, I am amazed that I'm still alive. Well, the One Ring's gonna kill me eventually, so don't really know what to do. Guess we go ahead and try this. We're gonna definitely need to auto pay for this. And I guess I'm gonna go ahead and march on their Symmetry Sage. No, I'm gonna march on their Arcanist. It doesn't really matter. We're dead in so many ways here. Maybe I just go to 1 here anyway. Sublime Epiphany. Okay, I mean, sure. Okay, so I would have been dead anyway. We need to just draw another One Ring or a board wipe. Okay, so guess we're gonna go to 1. Guess we're gonna go to Draw 2. We find a 1 ring. We're still alive, and we also have the Wandering Emperor. This is incredible. Keep the one with no counters on it. Gain protection. Probably need the Wandering Emperor now. We'll just do this strictly to gain life. You can maybe find a land off the top here. Another Wandering Emperor, that is something at least. We're going to lose this Wandering Emperor. We'll be able to exile another thing with the new Wandering Emperor. Alright. They have misplayed around the 1 ring. Now their Cacophony Scamp doesn't even trigger. Wow. We go to 2. Submit 0 for this. Oh, I kind of messed up. That should have been a -1 to make a creature. Let's get some life here. We find our other 1 ring. And what do I do from here? I can exile with the Wandering Emperor and then march the final creature. So I probably don't need the 1 ring right now. I'll Sublime Epiphany also. So I can Sublime Epiphany in my upkeep to loop the 1 ring that's currently on the battlefield. That means my main goal is probably to just deal with what is on my opponent's board. If I play this for 2, I can also Wandering Emperor, and then I can also March of Otherworldly Light. Alright, we're going to have to use Wandering Emperor as a combat trick here. We also have Sublime Epiphany if it comes to it. Holding in strong at 2 life. This is what Azorius Control is meant to do. So they attack. We block Cacophony Scamp. They don't attack. Wow. That's huge. So if this is the case, well, if we were to Memory Deluge, we wouldn't be able to Sublime Epiphany and stay alive. So I probably am just going to my turn here, where I'm going to hold full control. I will go to my turn. We will activate the 1 ring. We find our board wipe, that's huge. Then we go Sublime Epiphany, counter, return, create a creature, and draw a card. We're going to target a ability, yes. We're going... Oh, wait, sorry. Hold on, let's try this one more time. We're choosing all 4. Choose an activated or triggered ability. Yes, this one. Target another activated or triggered ability. Why? Oh, submit 1. Ah, I see. Non-land permanent to my hand is the 1 ring. Target a creature I control with Strict Proctor, and I will draw a card for myself. Okay. Here we go. And let's draw a card for turn. We get our 4th land. That's perfect. We will go ahead and probably just make a blocker here. Play our blue land, and we have a 1 ring. Here we go. Oh, I guess we don't really have a 1 ring here, but it's okay. No attacks. End turn. We'll probably just wipe the board next turn. That's okay. And can Beam Slitter Mage absolutely destroy us? We will see. Let's see. Farewell, I'll probably just crack off next turn, kill the 1 ring that I have in play, wipe my Strict Proctors, I'll get my next 1 ring out, and then we'll also have Wandering Emperor out. Seems solid. Let's go. Alright, they give me my turn back. I'm going to choose to not take a damage here. Gets the land out, put that in tapped, and let's go ahead and plus on our Samurai. Move in for combat, swing. They just let it happen, interesting. So the thought is I still have Wandering Emperor up. Maybe I don't need to Farewell right now. I have Memory Deluge. If I have Memory Deluge, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I'll have 3 left over. So I could probably march around whatever they're doing. I just couldn't counter a burn spell, which is the issue. And I need to have Wandering Emperor up in case they have that burn spell. Darn, so that means I cannot Memory Deluge. I guess I'll just have to leverage the marches. If it comes down to it, maybe I will just try to Memory Deluge on their end step. They haven't shown me any sort of burn yet, right? Yeah, they haven't. It's all combat tricks. Oh, they go in. Okay. Let's block, block, block. Maybe this is better than using my Farewell. Okay, sure. And then we just gotta watch out for Thud. Okay, so they're just gonna kill all my creatures, I think. Sweet. Oh, it deals damage equal to its power. Ah, right. I was supposed to exile that. Okay, so then that means that I have to Wandering Emperor. Keep the new one.
Run away.
Exile Symmetry Sage. Now I've cleaned their board. We go to 1.
I am almost sad to see you go.
They have new Symmetry Sage. We're just going to kill that one now. Okay. More land. I'll take the Wandering Emperor. Submit 0. I can draw a card with the One Ring, play another One Ring, or I can just use my Memory Deluge finally. Probably just do that. I need to just keep March of Otherworldly Light up, so I can probably just play this main phase, honestly. We find Teferi, we find Karn. I think I want both of these cards. If I go Karn, I still have my 1 left over from March. Karn minus, and we're going to find something that gives us life. It'll probably just be the Cosmos Elixir, but I could also Wormcoil Engine. That's kind of spicy. Let's do that. We will end our turn, and if our opponent can kill us now, we're dead. Okay. We will respond to anything they do targeting this card. We'll leverage Supreme Verdict this next turn. Alright, so let's do this, using as many Dark Art Waste as I can. Destroy all creatures, cast our engine. Maintain our March of Otherworldly Light. Let's put counter onto this creature. Actually, no, you know what? I need to be smart and I need to go wide. Then we can Karn minus, we can get our Cosmos Elixir. We have 3 mana left, so we'll wait until next turn. Again, gotta dodge a kill from my opponent, and we should be fine. Alright, it wasn't pretty, but we made it. Good old Azorius Control doing what Azorius Control likes to do. Long game, winning in the margins. Definitely not optimal play here, but we were able to make it work. So that was our round 3, let's hop into round 4. Okay, here we go, this is our round 4. So we have Strict Proctor, we have Discontinuity, we just don't have the Lotus field. I'm gonna mull this one. We have March of Otherworldly Lights to leverage here. I'm gonna keep this one, and we'll get rid of Archmage's Charm. It's kind of a toss-up between this and Oracle of the Alpha, honestly. But I think I'll go this way for today. Wastes, say go. Alright, we get our turn back, and then I think I'm probably just going to play this on white here. Well, do I want white or do I want blue? Probably white here just to get this out without paying any life. We get a Snapcaster Mage. I'll pass. No reason to attack in here. I don't want to fall into some sort of trap. Alright, we get our turn. Opponent discarding down to hand size. This is a World Breaker. Interesting. Forced discard out of my opponent. Well, now I'm just going to attack him. We have a 20 turn clock. Our opponent is just discarding cards. Guy's Blessing, sure. Probably just play Oracle of Alpha here. Down to pay a life for this. That's right. We'll use it for the scry nonetheless, though. At least we don't thin our deck with the Alpha in this configuration, too. Blood Sun, ooh. Okay, so I don't draw a card at least. I have March to kill all this other stuff, but that's fine. We're going to start looking for more lands. We do find one, so we're going to have a 1 ring next turn. All this stuff feels pretty good. Druid class, fine. So they're just a landfall deck, pretty much. Get a blue mana here so they don't start taking damage. Here's a 1 ring. Don't need the protection, so it's fine. But we will take our card. Let's swing in. Another March. I mean, March of Otherworldly Light is just strong. I'm gonna keep it. We also have our land for next turn anyway, plus a 1 ring draw, so we're likely to have a land drop. Nice, you'll love to see it. We're countering the Druid class activations, and this is just 2 mana to get rid of. Right, we get rid of their 1 ring trigger as well, and we will probably just try to kill their 1 ring. Draw some cards. I think probably, yeah, just go for X equals 4. Submit 0, kill 1 ring. They'll get their 1 card out of it, sure. 4 mana, draw 1, love to see that. Another discontinuity here. I'm going to keep it because if we, oh, actually, you know what, we already do have 1 discontinuity. But if my 1 ring draws me into another land, plus my Oracle trigger, I should be able to just start looping them. And with 3 mana or 3 damage on the board here, can actually just about burn our opponent completely out. Alright, so here's Thespian Stage. Let's attack in. Another land. Don't really need that yet. Or we don't need that anymore. Alright, and turn, we'll stop at their upkeep. Discarding 3 cards, we'll get rid of 1 ring, March, Tail's End. Alright, move to their turn, discontinuity. Ends the turn. Let's see, sure. Draw. So let's go ahead and, well, I could take a turn off here and get my Lotus field down, or I could just discontinuity 1 more time and go for the last discontinuity. Let's see what we can find here. Fairy, nope. Yeah, we'll get that damage in here. And then it's all about just discontinuitying 1 more time. I have exactly 6 mana. It would be convenient to play the Lotus field. I can at least play the Hollowed Fountain. Oh, wait. I forgot that Blood Sun just gives me a Lotus field for free. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and move to our opponent's turn and just get rid of some of this stuff. Move to our opponent's turn, discontinuity, auto pay. And okay, they realize that they are just about dead. Sweet. So the one thing that I did miss there is that Blood Sun basically strips of this of the ETB ability, so I could have just had 3 extra mana there. What I'd want to do with that is probably just continue to use Discontinuity and then just find something with Karn or Flash and Snapcaster Mage to get the final point of damage, and we have our opponent. Alright, so that was kind of a cheese game where their game plan kind of just synergized with mine, so feels good. That was our round 4. We have one final round coming up. Alright, here we go. This is our round 5. We've got 2 mana here, which is ultimately not enough for us. We have 4 mana in this hand. This is arguably too much mana. Surprising that I'm complaining like that, but here we are. I think I might just not take the 1 ring here. I'll draw into other things that I need, and like for this entire series I've been kind of struggling with the mana. I feel like I take a lot of hands that have 2 lands, maybe 3 lands, but the fact that we're running so many Thespian Stage and Lotus Field type effects means that our land count is really not that high. So it's a bit hard to get playable hands. So I will keep this 6 and I'll bottom the 1 ring. We can get a pathway on white, then a pathway on blue. Alright, it's a shepherd. This is going to be an x equals, whoops, an x equals 1. Then we can always snap it back, especially if we get more mana onto the field, or find a white card. We've had some pretty tough games against green prior in this series, and in off-camera matches that did not go anywhere. I feel like those green matchups were very one-sided, where we were just getting absolutely ruined by the speed of those kind of decks. So let's see, what do I want to do here? Probably just start getting some more March stuff out. We eventually want to kill this War Master. We'll need a few more lands to do it, though. I do have Lotus Field and Thespian Stage in hand, though. Finding 1 Stifle here could make this a very good hand. Now we need a board wipe. Need a board wipe or a white card to exile to March. See what we find. Do I snap this March? Probably not. Find Strict Proctor. They're gonna have a lot of mana, so Strict Proctor doesn't really work as its own like card. So I guess I Snapcaster. And then I can march for 3 if I play a Thespian Stage. 1 white card to exile. And we kill Circle of Dreams Druid. On our next turn, if we don't get anything, we can float mana, Lotus Field, and then copy Lotus Field with Thespian Stage and just pray that we find something to do. As our opponent finds another Elvish Archdruid. This is really looking bad. They have a boatload of mana next turn. We'll at least take a trade while we can. Shark Typhoon, this is almost useful. Let's make some mana. I think we want to just get rid of 1 of each. Here's Lotus Field, stacking our 2 top lands. And then Thespian Stage, copy Lotus Field, and we just wait to see if our opponent kills us or not. Yow. Yow. They're going wide. That's a lot of mana. Staff of Completion as well. Interesting. Does that go infinite at this point with Elvish Archdruid? Yes, it does. Alright, so we will sit back here and watch our opponent combo out. This is game 5, so we are done with the series. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at blue-white control. I think there are a lot of cool things about Lotus Field and the combo that we now have with Lotus Field and Thespian Stage. And while I've tried it in a few decks now, I think that it's relatively underpowered, and there needs to be some more thought put into this in order to find out what the really broken thing is to do with this card. If you guys have been doing some experimenting on your own and have some thoughts about what directions we should go with this deck, drop something in the comments. I'm excited to make this combo work. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, the deck link will be in the description, and I hope you will check it out and enjoy the deck. With that being said, if you want to support the channel, you can do so by dropping a like on the video, commenting, and or subscribing if you're new. And with that being said, I'll leave you guys here to watch the sped up version of the rest of this combo here by my opponent as we go ahead and close this one out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.